Let's talk about seeds, baby. Let's talk about all the things. I am so excited, if you can't tell, because 2026 is here, and that means new seeds. Did I order them in 2025? Sure did. Do I feel bad about that? Why would I? But it's 2026, so now we can talk about them. Let's start with vegetables. First up, we have hybrid bicolor synergistic corn. I had no idea what I was doing when I picked this out, because my husband said, hey, you want to try growing some corn this year? And I said, sure, bet. And I said sweet corn. I went and typed in sweet corn, and this is kind of what Johnny's kicked out. And apparently it's supposed to be pretty sweet, and it's bicolor, so that'll be fun. And there's also 150 seeds in here. I don't have space to grow 150 stalks of corn. Talk to my mother-in-law, she'll take some. And I think it should last. I did not realize how many seeds that Johnny put in basically all of their packets for the most part. So learned something, but I'm excited to try corn, and I hope I don't have any problem with pests. Okay, I got some hybrid daikon radishes. I am excited to try these because my husband and I went to a restaurant, Korean? Japanese? They had a wonderful slaw, and it was pickled radishes, and so of course I was like, I can grow those. And so I ordered some of what I think is the closest to what we ate, and 100 seeds in here. Again, don't need 100 radishes, so if anybody wants to be my best friend and wants radishes, let me know. I got pumpkins. I got so many pumpkins. So first up, I got Casperita. My mom on a whim said, hey, what if you grew some white pumpkins? And I said, bet. And so I have, oh, this only has 30. That's so much more manageable. So now I'm gonna try to grow some white pumpkins on my cattle panel trellis in the back. Hopefully this goes well. And I couldn't just have my white pumpkins be all alone, so I got black bear pumpkins too. And I think these are both pretty small, so hopefully they do well on a trellis. Also gonna do these on the trellis. And I would be remiss if I didn't do my Jack Belittle. I have 2 packets of those, one left over from a while ago and one left over from last year. So we'll try these again on the trellis. I don't know if there's gonna be any room left on said trellis, but we're gonna go for it. My husband and I had so much fun growing carrots last year. I have some left over, some, I think Danvers, this is what I got from Lowe's. But I also ordered some new ones, Bolero, and I think these are supposed to be good storage carrots. Again, I wasn't really sure what I was looking for. This one seemed to be the most carrot, so I got this one. Holy 750 seeds. I need a new best friend. Hopefully these last forever because, oops. I also saved, now you can't see this because it's so small, but I saved some of my orange cherry tomato seeds, so hopefully I can get these to germinate and grow again. I'm so excited. These are like my garden snack. They never make it inside, but I just eat them out in the garden. We enjoyed edamame a lot last year, so I got like soybeans. Tahoya was the mix, and 100 seeds in here. I think I gave some to my dad because he grows some as well, but I just love that because the seeds are so big, the bag is so big, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a real gardener. So we'll be doing these as well, and I feel confident about these, so I don't feel bad about the 100 seed situation. What does have me a little concerned are these hybrid triploid watermelons that I ordered. These were expensive. I can't remember quite off the top of my head how much they were, but more so than I expected. There's only 15 seeds in here. And I bought them because they were cute, small. My husband said, hey, watermelons. So I bought them. And they're also seedless. I did not realize that when you do a hybrid triploid watermelon, they come with emotional support watermelons. These are pollinator watermelons. There's 4 seeds in here to apparently get these suckers to grow, as well as a whole instruction sheet on how to grow them. All I wanted was a watermelon. If this doesn't work out, my hope is that these random 4 pollinator seeds will create some sort of watermelon. I don't even care what it is. I just want a watermelon at the end of the day. So for herbs, we're going pretty chill. I have leftover sweet basil from Eden Brothers. There came this came with a lot of seeds in it. Some general cilantro seeds. This was something that was left over from work, just like a pack. So cilantro, parsley, dill. I'm a sucker for chives because they just look so pretty when they're blooming. And maybe some oregano. I also ordered amethyst improved purple basil. I got this because I saw some creators using it in bouquets, and I thought that would be a really fun addition to a bouquet. So I'm also kind of interested to see what it tastes like. Flowers. I'm going to talk about first the random stuff that I saved and or got from friends, and then we'll get into the stuff that I ordered from Johnny's. The first is this random bag of verbena seeds. I've seen people talk about this. I've never grown it before. The seeds that have come out look extremely tiny. I'm not sure, I have to do some reading about this. I'm not sure if I need to direct sow it or if I can start it indoors. So we'll see, but I'm very excited because this whole baggie is just full of seed heads, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I love the pictures that I've seen of them full grown. They look like they'll be beautiful, not only in bouquets, but also just kind of like swaying in the wind. I tried to save some double coated raspberry beret echinacea. I got some from Lowe's last year, and some of them had already gone to seed. I'm gonna try, hopefully I can get some of this to germinate. I'm really excited. If not, it should still come back so I can try again. I saved some moonbeam hyacinth vine. I don't know why I'm holding these up. They're like impossible to see, so I'll try to put some pictures in. I only have a few of these. I wasn't super impressed by how they grew last year, but they gave off some seeds. I kept them. We'll try again. Columbine. I think this is the pink variety. I got some from a friend. Again, gardeners are so generous with not only their seeds and their plants, but their time and their wisdom and everything. So I'm very excited to try this again. If it doesn't come back outside, I'll have some backup. And there's like so many seeds in here from like just one little seed head. It's crazy. I got a random bag of marigold seeds from a coworker, and she said they were from her neighbor and they're giant, which is great because while I loved my marigolds last year, they were like little and yellow and fun. I thought it would be fun to do some bigger ones, see if I couldn't put them in a bouquet and or just get some length on them. Oh, so I grew dahlias for the first time in 2025, and I was so scared that my tubers wouldn't last. I still don't know if they'll make it through the winter, that I was on like a mission to save as many seeds as I could. Thank you, Florette, for showing me how. So I have yellow dahlia mother seeds. I wrote them all as mother because you never really quite know what you're gonna get. Lavender dahlia mother, orangey yellow dahlia mother, maroon dahlia mother, light pink dahlia mother. And then I saved some Queenie lime seeds, their offspring, and some of my mother-in-law's cosmos in case, I don't know, I wanted some variation. I don't know, I just like, oh, they went to seed. Let me just grab some of those. You mind? No? Okay, thanks. And then also because I have an amazing friend, she sent me some dahlia seeds from a place called Eagle Creek Flower Farm. And so I hunted them down. I think she got them off of Etsy, and I'm very excited because with dahlia seeds, you just don't know what you're gonna get. So she gave me 2 packs. I'm gonna be swimming in dahlias, and I'm so excited to see what crops up out of these. All right, let's jump into the Johnny's seeds that I ordered. First up, we have ballerina. Now I ordered these in 2025, a little bit earlier before Johnny's released their lineup of new flowers, and I saw that they came out with linen. And I have some feelings about linen. It's like they took all the excitement out of ballerina and just drained it. And so it looks very plain. I could see that working in some bouquets, maybe bridal. I'm not quite sure. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction to that. I did love the look of ballerina, so I was sure to snatch some of that up. I also treated the Florette seed sale like my Super Bowl. And there's really only one specific one that I want. I got unicorn mix, and I got it. I like had a timer set up and everything. And of course it wasn't the first one to sell out. It was like maybe the 3rd or 4th, I don't know, but I got it, and I'm so excited for, I think they ship them in February maybe. I'm so excited. I fell in love with Cosmos last year. And so this year I got 2 different varieties. I got Double Click Bicolor Pink because I just love the look of the ruffled flower. And I'll be curious to see if they're still productive as the last random kind that I got last year, or if it just takes a little bit more because there's more rufflage to it. But I'm just so excited to add them into bouquets. And I also got Cupcakes White. I saw this, I saw the texture to it. I'm like, that looks exactly like a cupcake wrapper, which who knew a cupcake wrapper in a flower could be so enticing, but here we are. I immediately added to cart. And again, I am so excited to see how these produce. So I've grown zinnias before, I've grown cosmos before, but I also said, let's try to challenge ourselves this year. So I got hybrid campanula. I've never grown this before, and I didn't realize how tiny the seeds were gonna be. There is a little vial in here with the seeds in them, and I can barely hear them when I shake it. So I thought Snapdragon seeds were small, but this is gonna be like a whole different ball game. And so I'm excited to see how these go. I've loved the picture online that I saw, and so I immediately added to cart. I love like the bell shape of them. So we're gonna give these a try. Next up is Dalmatian Peach F1 Pelleted Hybrid Digitalis. These are allegedly first year, and they're in a vial and they're so small. I was listening to another creator talk, and she's gonna try to sow them in January because she said she had better luck getting them to flower in the first year if she put them out earlier, and that they took cold weather pretty well. And considering we're in kind of close region, she's also a 6 grower. I think I might try that too, which means I need to start growing in January. You know, it just goes to show that you never quite know where you're gonna get your inspiration from, because one of my workout instructors is a super big fan of Bachelor's button. And so when I saw this black button Centuria online, I decided, hey, we're gonna give it a try, because I also saw a bouquet she did, and I was kind of intrigued by the Bachelor's button. So I thought, we're gonna give this a try. Don't know quite why I chose the black version. I think I'm trying to add some depth to what I create. I've always been more of a pastel or bright colored girly, and so some of these that I chose are a little bit darker, and especially with like the amethyst improved basil, I'm kind of excited to see what kind of kick that creates. And maybe I'll hate it, and in 2027 I'll be back to like light and fluffy and fun, but for now I'm trying everything and anything. Okay, I got Gumfrina, the Audrey White. Total change from the black button goth. Now we're going white. I liked how it looked very globish, and I thought that would be a fun little accent for bouquets as well. I got some aster. I got the king size apricot, and I'm kind of scared because everything was talking about how you should put covers on to prevent the spread of aster yellow's virus by leaf hoppers. And I'm so confused. Is this something that bigger growers have to worry about? Am I gonna have to deal with that as like a small time backyard gardener? I love the pictures online. They're kind of dreamy, kind of like a main flower moment in a bouquet. And so I'm kind of scared, but also really excited to see how these turn out. I got some stock, some iron pastel mix. I love the mixes that Johnny's does. Honestly, I just love a mix in general because it allows me to get so many options for so many different colors instead of just having to buy a big old container of one. So I got the iron pastel mix, and I'm very excited. I've never grown stock before. So to learn more about these is gonna be interesting, and to see how they do and where they work out the best. All right, I got some calendula. I'm very excited about this. It was the orange flash that I got, and I just thought it looked really pretty, like a little bright orange, kind of like a zinnia, but not really. So I'm excited to see how those come out as well. It looked like all the options were mostly orange. I don't know if that's just a calendula thing. Again, I have to learn some more. I got hybrid poppy, the champagne bubbles mix F1. I have seen a lot of people do the ice tray method, I think is what it's called, where you freeze water, put in a couple poppies, put in more water, stick it back in the freezer, pop them out, and then in the spring, you just stomp them into the ground, and that helps them germinate better. So that's what I'm gonna try. And I'm very excited because if these create like the poppy seed heads, again, I don't know a lot, but A, they're pretty, and B, if they make the poppy seed heads, that's gonna be an amazing piece of interest. And also if I can save enough poppies to like cover a loaf of bread and make like poppy bread, that'll feel like a win. Feverfew. I got the Tetra White. and I am very excited to try this. I cannot wait. I hope it germinates well. I hope it grows well because I am dying to try this as a filler for bouquets. I was really excited to use celosia last year as a bouquet filler and it didn't really work. This seems rather prolific from what I've heard and seen people talk about. And I think if I understand right, I need to do a couple sewings of this. I got Ami Dara. It's like the Queen Anne's lace. So this was the darker one. Again, apparently I'm in my slightly goth era. I've never grown this per se. I did grab some out of a neighbor's backyard that was clearly growing as a weed, obviously. And I loved it so much. My mom loved it. I said, hey, we're gonna give it a try. This is apparently a little bit more of a cold hardy one, so maybe we'll do a direct sewing. Again, I gotta learn a little bit more. All right, guys, I bought more sweet peas. I got the Elegance formula mix. Some of the other ones were already sold out at that time. I don't know if they've done a restock since then, so I wasn't able to get necessarily the ones that I wanted. But again, I went with a mix because I wanted to see more color, more than just like one showing up. So I'm very excited to try these again with my new approach. There's gonna be a lot of not coddling, we'll say that. My sweet peas from last year that did make it, I was able to save some of the seeds before the seed pods erupted. If anybody's tried to save sweet pea seeds, you know there's like this moment you gotta like pounce before they twist open and disperse their seeds, which is kind of a cool evolutionary thing, but really annoying if you're trying to save seeds. All right, I have some sunflower seeds, evening colors saved, left over from last year. As I reported, last year I did not put them in a place with enough light, even though their name is sunflower. There's quite a few in here, so I'm gonna give this another try. And I'm also gonna check out my local library. They sometimes do a seed swap or also like a free seed library. I'll be interested to see if they have any different kinds of, like maybe just a regular sunflower. These I said are evening colors. And while I didn't get to see these all in their beauty last year, hopefully if I plant them in the right spot, I will. So despite not having luck last year with my celosia seeds, my mixed pompous bloom, I did get some flamingo feather from Johnny's. This seemed a little bit different and maybe a little more forgiving in terms of growing. I'm not quite sure yet. I love the shape. It wasn't the coxcomb that makes me go, ooh. So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. I figured celosia, everybody talks about it. Everybody says how easy it is to grow. So apparently it was just me. We'll give it another try. Straw flowers. Like I said in a previous video, I got one of my white straw flowers from Eden Brothers last year to germinate. It was a beautiful plant, and I was so upset that I only got one. But we're gonna try again. I got king size salmon from Johnny's. I'm very excited about this. I have a couple of whites left over. We're gonna try again, and we're gonna keep trying until we get more to germinate. Gosh darn it. I just loved it so much and I refused to give up on it. Last year I had amazing success with my Snapdragon seeds, my Madame Butterfly Bronze. And so this year I got Johnny's Potomac Custom Mix F1. And we're gonna give these a try. Like I said before, I love a good mix because with these I'm not shooting for any specific color. I just want a whole array of color. Okay, so now we're left with the last two. We have my Morning Glory mixes. I wanted to put some of these on my trellis in the back, my cattle panel trellis. I've been told these are prolific growers, kind of invasive, but if you get them all out, it's okay. We'll see. I didn't have a very full trellis last year, so I'm kind of excited, and we'll see if this kind of fills it in. Maybe this is the worst mistake I'll ever make. Maybe it's the best choice I'll ever make. We'll see at the end of 2026. First, I gotta get them to grow. Thank you for joining me for my 2026 seed haul. I am so looking forward to getting these seeds started. I'll do a video perhaps of my setup for seed starting. As you can see, these papers right here, it's probably a little bit hard to see, printouts of months, March, April, and May of when I need to start seeds. I just cannot wait. This is Mildly Successful Gardener, so there's gonna be some bumps along the way. Thanks for joining.